Itachi wa do Ikoro ka, US title, The Boy and the Heron, is an animated fantasy adventure drama written and directed by legendary Hayao Miyazaki, known for the movies Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle. A young boy named Mahito, yearning for his mother's ventures into a world shared by the living and the dead. There, death comes to an end, and life finds a new beginning. A semi-autobiographical fantasy from the mind of Hayao Miyazaki. Film's runtime is 124 minutes. The film's rating is PG-13. In color, stars Soma Santoki. So, The Boy and the Heron is a movie that was a film that I was very much anticipated for. I had the pleasure recently of seeing this man's legendary works. I now have what they call the collection of Miyazaki, all 11 films. And this one adds to that set collection because this is just another great Miyazaki movie. This is my first time going to see a Miyazaki movie, specifically a new movie of him in theaters. I never had the pleasure. I was very young when, first off, I was in elementary when The Wind Rises happened, which was 10 years ago. Now I'm in freaking college, I'm doing adult work now. And it's just crazy to see how 10 years can change for a person's life. And yeah, Miyazaki has finally come back out of retirement. He says this is his last film, but I highly doubt that. The man is a workaholic. He says he's retired, but he comes back years later, and I think now he said that he's working on a new project. So Miyazaki, I don't think he's ever gonna retire. He says that to pretty much tell people that his next movie's not coming anytime soon. But I'm glad I got to see this film, and this is a really good movie. This is just another great Miyazaki movie, a slower Miyazaki movie. I would say this is the slowest paced of all his films. This is very methodical. Each frame is just perfectly crafted. This is just a visual spectacle from beginning to end, and just an incredible movie. And I'm just glad I got to see it for the first time. And you got performances by everybody. It's really solid. The main guy is, of course, Mahito Maki, played by Soma Santoki. And this is a kid who, he lost his mom during a war bomb, and now he's living with his dad and his stepmom, and he's still grieving. He's still grieving over that loss and accepting the stepmom, and still thinking that's not my mom. So throughout the movie, he's like, yeah, I'm just here to save Santoki. And yeah, the kid's great. I think his performance is really good. He's very quiet. He's not a very personality kind of character. He's very just to himself. He's very mature for the kid's age, and he's just grieving still, and he gets himself in an adventure to save his dad's wife. And yeah, I thought the kid did great. I thought his performances was really good. And you got the supporting character, the Gray Heron, played by Masaki Soda. And yeah, the Gray Heron's great. He's funny. He's not what you expect. I'm not gonna spoil it, but he's not what you expect the Heron to be. And it's just really fun, and just like it's great. I really love that character. He's one of the definite bright spots of the film. And you got Shoichi Maki, played by Takuya Kimura, is the dad, the father of the boy, and he takes him in. He takes him in, takes care of him, but he loses the kid, and now he wants to try to find him. And yeah, he's cool. The dad is great. He's not there for long, but he's a nice supporting in the film. And you also got the mother the stepmother who's lost and is pregnant, and she's pretty much gone, and they're trying to find her and save her. And yeah, she's great. She's like a lookalike of Mahito's mom, and she's she accepts the boy, even though the boy is finding a very difficult time trying to accept her. And she's great. She's really good. And just some of the supporting characters. You got the pirate lady who just saves him and takes him in for a while. You also got the leader of the pigeons or something. I don't forget his name, but the leader of the pigeons. And yeah, he's I guess the antagonist of the movie. I guess he's the one who leads these people who are trying to stop the boy. And also you got the grand uncle And yeah, he's great. He's like the one who sees. He's like he's like pretty much the character from Loki, man. The one who remains, the one who shapes everything up, who takes care of everything, and he's great. The great uncle is really good, and just the old ladies are awesome. I love the old ladies, specifically the one that I guess joins them for a bit in the adventure, and just the performances are incredible. Direction by Miyazaki is just visually stunning. I have nothing bad to say when it comes to visuals. This is quite possibly the best looking Ghibli movie I've ever seen. This is just animated perfectly. It is a visual spectacle, and it's amazing. And it's cool seeing Miyazaki coming back in a fantasy movie. His last movie was very much a grounded biographical, semi-biographical of a guy. Now it's more of like, hey, we're back to being a fantasy, and I just love the fantasy aspects of the film. The screenplay is great. Of course, Miyazaki wrote this film, and yeah, this is a very well written movie. Of course, it's also based on the book, I think. And it's very well written by Miyazaki. The story is really engaging. A lot of things. It takes its time with a lot of aspects of the movie where it can be slow, very slow, where I'm like, all right, let's see where this is leading to. And I thought the screenplay is still great. The dialogue, the story, and just the deeper meanings of his movies. And yeah, this is very well made, very well written. The music by Mr. Joe Hisashi, who's did the score for Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and of course the video game Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. And Joe Hisashi is just incredible. This man is Joe Hisashi is just one of the best composers when it comes to just animation. And man, this is such a very well composed movie. The score, the Grey Heron's theme, and just the theme song throughout, and it's just beautifully crafted, the music. And it's like Joe Hisashi and his like the partner in crime with Miyazaki. Those two make magic, and this is just another one. And the score for this film is just really incredible. The DP by Hatuchi Okoi is just incredible. This is again a visually stunning film to watch from beginning to end. It's beautiful, crafted. The shots, the everything is just visually amazing. This film is great. I really just had a great time with this movie. It's saddening, I guess, because it could be his last. That's another thing. Like, The Wind Rises was considered his last. Now this one is considered his last. And I just think Miyazaki is just an incredible filmmaker, and I'm just so grateful that I got to see this film in theaters. His last film. We don't know. He's getting old, but I believe if he makes another movie, I'm going to be the first one to see it. As a rating for the movie, the only thing I can give this film any fault, and that's just me saying, is the deeper meanings for me is a little difficult to understand. I feel like here it's more deeper, where it's like there's a lot of shit going on here. It's not like the other movies where I can watch and just really be amazed by everything and have the deeper meanings hit. But this movie, I feel like this is a very personal movie for Miyazaki. This may or may not be his most personal movie. It's very interesting to see this film for the first time. This is a movie that I think multiple watches could genuinely give me an experience, because right now I am saying it's great. It's a really good movie. I got really not much bad to say. It's very difficult to understand this movie. It's more difficult than any of his movies for me to understand, which is surprising. I think he's known, I guess, for having movies that are a little difficult to understand. I felt like this movie was a little harder for me to understand. Maybe the hardest for me to understand as much. But I still believe this is such a great film. It is a visually stunning movie. It is Miyazaki at his just beautiful, most emotional, most personal. And as a film rating, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a great movie. It's worth definitely collecting on Blu-ray. I just got to see it a little more time to understand it. I'm going to try to see it in English, because maybe English dub can help a little bit. I don't know. I prefer Japanese dub. I'm not saying... I prefer the Japanese dub over English any day. I want to see it in English, give my thoughts. Maybe I have a different experience with it. But I genuinely thought this film was great. So I have nothing really bad to say. I just gotta see it again to truly understand the meaning of it, and maybe I could do a multiple review, and maybe I'd love it even more. We'll see. But right now, at first watch, I found it great. I found it really good.